do. I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You'll see it's true. Someone like me can learn to be like someone like you. Now don't try to kid me, man, cub.
Hello everyone and welcome to my review of the live-action 2016 remake of The Jungle Book that wants to be like its predecessor. Lol. I want to be like you. Ooh, ooh. Anyway, so as I said in my review of the animated movie, I would also be reviewing this movie in comparison to that one. I reviewed that animated movie because it's now 50 years old. This is 1 year old. So there's no reason to celebrate this, but it's really just for the sake of comparison. Okay, so the Jungle Book remake. The plot is pretty much the same as the animated. I'm just going to read off the IMDb page because we all know the story of the Jungle Book. After a threat from the tiger Shere Khan forces him to flee the jungle, a man cub named Mowgli embarks on a journey of self-discovery with the help of Panther Bagheera and free-spirited Bear Baloo. And that is essentially your plot of the Jungle Book. So, the Jungle Book, the remake. I did see this movie at the cinema last year, although I didn't get the chance to actually review it on my channel last year. It was a very busy time of year, but I managed to watch it. I kind of liked it when it was out, when I saw it at the cinema, but I didn't remember much about it, so I thought now would be a good time to review it, considering that I've just reviewed the animated movie. So this is now the second time that I've watched this film, and yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't think it's as amazing as everybody keeps saying it is, but it's definitely good. I think it's a decent, pretty adequate, decent remake, to say the least. Okay, let's get this out of the way. The visuals are stunning. Yes, they are absolutely mesmerizing. The movie is so photorealistic. It's great. The cinematography is superb. I mean, every single frame could be a picture, like a work of art displayed in a gallery. It's that good. I do believe that, and that is probably the best compliment I can pay this movie. It looks fantastic, and it's great to see the world of the Jungle Book come to life, especially. So, and in this one, the story definitely feels a little bit more substantial than the animated. The animated one was great, but there was good, but there was a very sort of thin narrative. While this does have the same narrative, they've beefed it up a bit more. They've introduced some backstory, like with Mowgli and his father. Just a couple of little things, and they have padded it out a little bit more, to say the least. So that's that's nice. That's appreciated. The story definitely feels, I think, better constructed story in this version, and the climax of this story is very different to the animated one. Mowgli doesn't go to live in the man village by the end of this movie, which he does in the animated. He confronts Shere Khan differently in this movie than he does in the animated film. And yeah, I mean, but I have to be honest with you guys, it's not perfect. I have quite a lot of problems with this film. For me, this is going to come across as very harsh, but for me, the problem with this version of the Jungle Book, charm, or lack of charm. For me, what I loved about the original was the charm. It was heartwarming. It was great. It was charming to see, Mowgli encounter all these characters, and it was fun. It was charming. This is a bit too serious, I feel. At times, it can be very serious, and that kind of drains my attention a little bit. Particularly, like, I wouldn't say that the movie tries to go dark. It's just serious. Like, when Shere Khan takes over the wolf pack, when he kills Arkela and throws him from the rock, that was quite intense. And they've definitely, they've tried to amp up the tension. I mean, there are some nice character moments, don't get me wrong. When Mowgli runs into Baloo and, you know, Bagheera, there's some nice moments there. Let's just talk about the cast, actually. But yeah, no, I just feel that this movie needed a bit more charm. It needed to lighten up a bit. It was a bit too, like, I mean, yeah, they have a couple of moments where they sing songs, but it's not enough. Like, overall, it's too serious. I didn't feel as, you know, I didn't have that smile on my face that I had when I watched the animated movie. And I'm sorry, I have to be honest with you guys. I can't lie to you. This movie has no charm. It doesn't. I mean, it has light relief, but it doesn't have charm, in my opinion. Okay, let's start with the characters. So, Mowgli, again, the same character as the animated film, only in this version, he's more annoying. Look, I'm not gonna ramble on too much, but I mean, the actor does a good job. He definitely gets himself into the character, but I do feel there's a slight overconfidence in his performance, and I do feel like at times he comes annoying. He just comes across as a bit annoying. He's a bit of a brat. He's like, oh, I don't want to go to the man village. Oh, you can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna stay here with Baloo. He is so annoying. He's just, oh, I want to stay here. 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 Yes, okay, we get it. Calm down. Oh my God. I mean, I just, it was kind of. I just thought he was a bit over the top, and they could have, you know, I mean, just for next time, man, you know, just tone down your performance. I mean, what's his name? Neel Sethi. He does a good. He does, you know. I mean, I'll give him this, considering that he's the only human in this movie that has to interact with, like nothing. There's like no CGI. There's CGI there that's going to be added in later. Considering he is the only human performer in this film. He does a pretty good job, I mean, but I just feel like his actual performance was just too much, and to the extent of him being annoying. I know it's, you know, some child actors are hard to work with, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he wasn't great. Bill Murray plays Baloo. I like Bill Murray, you know, he's a pretty cool guy, but as Baloo, I never really warmed up to him as Baloo. I feel like he's likable, but he's not lovable. Like, I loved Phil Harris as Baloo. Phil Harris as Baloo in the animated film is absolutely brilliant. He is great. He's so much fun, and when he sings the song, look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Like, I get why they casted Bill Murray, but his performance was so lifeless. It's not terrible, but it's like, there's just no energy in his performance. Like, Baloo is meant to be one of the most loveliest characters in the story. And I felt that the performance didn't do him justice. They wrote him fine, like the script wrote him fine, but Murray's performance was just so unengaging. He's one of the weaker performers in this film, I'm sorry to say. He barely got a laugh out of me, and I couldn't care less for him, really. And I didn't get that back and forth tension between him and Bagheera. Ben Kingsley as Bagheera, he's slightly better. He can be a bit monotone sometimes in his performance, but he is a little bit better than Bill Murray. But he's all right, I guess. He's fine. Idris Elba as Shere Khan. A lot of the cast I feel have been miscast. Oh my God. I'm sounding like a complete prick by saying this, but I thought Idris Elba was a miscast. I'm sorry. Shoot me. I mean, yeah, he's scary. I'll give him that. He is scary, and he does try his best, but I feel that his voice doesn't suit Shere Khan because he sounds like a North Londoner. Mowgli the bear, or Mowgli the little man cub. I'll bang you out, brother. That's what it comes across like to me. I mean, just the way he is, like, I want him dead. Like, I mean, yeah, he has some moments when he is genuinely scary. I don't deny that. I mean, and Shere Khan himself in this movie is kind of scary. He does actually appear a lot more in this film than he does in the animated movie. But I preferred the sort of the more cold, calculating actor that voiced him in the animated movie. Elba tries, but his voice, because he's North London, it doesn't suit the character. He's like, you know, the man cub, you know, I'll bang him out, you know, I want him dead, you know. God's sake, I just didn't think it worked. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't lie. Scarlett Johansson voices Car in one scene. At first, it's like, what the fuck, Scarlett Johansson? A bit bizarre casting, but her seductive voice, you know, I mean, it's enough to turn anyone on. So I guess she did all right. She did pretty good for what she had. Christopher Walken as King Louis, good. Although I don't really like his version of the song. I don't like it. Just the way he's constantly, it feels like he's stuttering as an ape, you know. He's like, ooh, 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 I want to be like you, ooh, 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 I want to walk like you, ooh, ooh, talk like you, ooh, ooh, too, ooh, ooh, ooh. You can see how annoying that's getting. That's what he does in his version of I Want to Be Like You. And I'm sorry, I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. And those are all like sort of the main cast. I mean, Lupita Nyong'o voices Raksha. Raksha? Yeah, Raksha, the mother figure to Mowgli, the female wolf. I mean, she's good. Lupita Nyong'o has a very interesting voice. She has a voice that makes her sound older than she actually is. She played Maz Kanata in Star Wars The Force Awakens, and she plays Raksha here, and her voice, I mean, from the sound of her voice, you would never guess that she is, you know, as young as she is. And I gotta be honest, I found the music very unmemorable. I'm sorry, and I mean, when they have bare necessities, or well, like a good portion of it in this movie, it's not great. It just isn't great. I'm sorry. I mean, for one thing, I don't think Bill Murray can sing very well, nor can the kid that plays Mowgli, Neel Sethi. I just thought it was completely devoid of charm, and it was so forced in there. Like, if you're going to include the music, just include all of it and put the effort into it. It just feels like they literally threw the songs in there. And same with Christopher Walken as King Louis. I mean, I don't think it's Christopher Walken's fault. I just think it's the direction of the music. It doesn't really fit in this movie, to be honest. The songs don't really work. I would have rather had this movie just without the songs. But excuse me. Yeah. As I said, the movie looks really pretty. It looks great, and Jon Favreau does direct pretty well. It is a well-directed movie, and the script is pretty good. I will say that. I mean, there are some nice moments, and they do have more time to develop the characters. And I mean, the character development is a bit better than the animated movie. But again, it's that lack of charm that really, it kind of puts a downer on it for me. Like, I enjoyed this movie in the sense that I can enjoy this is a more fleshed out version of the story. The finale is enthralling. The third act is fantastic. Is probably my favourite bit, actually, when Mowgli grabs the, well, that's what they call it, the red flower, which is actually the fire, and he starts a fire in the jungle, and he confronts Shere Khan. The sort of the final battle is very good and pretty epic. So that was nice. For me, also, the first 30 minutes of this movie just dragged, just painfully slow. I couldn't get into it. I mean, the first half an hour was dull, really dull. Like, when we got to Car the snake, finally something started to happen, but I do feel like this film is needlessly padded. I mean, it's quite nice seeing all the little creatures running around in the jungle. As I said, it's visually realised beautifully well. And it's a fun watch, but there's nothing much to it. And another problem I have with the Jungle Book, it's too long. It's too long. I mean, this is actually half an hour longer than the original film. The original was only short. It was about 1 hour 15 minutes. This is 1 hour 45 minutes. I mean, it's not a long film, but it feels long. It feels longer than it is. I think this is at least 15 minutes too long. I think they should have put this film dead on 90 minutes. Then I think that would have been perfect. I just don't think that it's as good as people are making it out to be, and I just don't think anything really stands out. It's a perfectly fine reimagining of the story, or remake of the story, and I mean, there are certain things that are done differently. I think the finale is great, and the fact that Mowgli doesn't go back to the village is interesting. I mean, yeah, but there's quite a few unnecessary scenes, particularly in the first half an hour. And it's quite interesting seeing Mowgli try to get the honey from the top. That was nice. And I think Jon Favreau did a good job with what he had, but I just don't think there's any charm with this movie. I mean, yeah, it's visually, I mean, the front of the Blu-ray says visually breathtaking. Yeah, I would agree with that. But where's the charm? Excuse me. Like, I know it feels like I'm picking this movie apart. I did enjoy it. There were some fun moments, but I am gonna say comparatively that I'm leaning more towards the animated one. I mean, you know, it's only like a little bit better than this one. I mean, the animated one is very short and it is quite condensed. It's not really as much character development with that. I mean, they did flesh out the story a bit better, so the storytelling is good. I like the storytelling, but you know, the music's unremarkable. Some of the performances aren't great. Some of the cast are miscast. The film drags in the first half an hour. It's too long. There's just so many problems, and Mowgli's annoying. I'm sorry, Mowgli is annoying. But you know, there's enough for me in it to go. It's good. It's fine. It's decent. But I can't. This isn't a classic. This is not as good as people make it out to be. I'm sorry. At least in my opinion, anyway. So I'm gonna rate the Jungle Book remake a 7 out of 10.
Oh, Ooby-Doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You'll see it's true. Someone like me can learn to be like someone like you. Now don't try to kid me, man, cub.
Yeah, just about scraping a 7. I was very surprised, actually. I was kind of disappointed, really, in thinking about it. And Jon Favreau is now tipped to direct a remake of The Lion King. What? Wait, oh, fuck's sake. You know, I will review The Lion King eventually. I'll review all 3 of The Lion King movies eventually. And then I'll give my full thoughts on why I think The Lion King remake is just a crock of shit. I mean, just... what? As soon as I heard, I was just like, what? That is just ridiculous. I mean, I know that Disney have now confirmed that the next like 19 to 20 films are going to be remakes, which, you know, thank God for originality. But, you know, fuck that. I don't care, you know. Yeah, so that's my review of the Jungle Book remake. What do you guys think of it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? People comments down below, let me know. And please let me know which version you prefer. If you prefer the animated version, great. If you prefer this version, also great. I prefer the animated one, but I still think this one is just about decent, just about good enough to pass and have fun with, but it has a lot of problems for me. So yeah, I'm also now going to be reviewing the next Disney Renaissance movie I'm going to review is Cinderella. And yeah, I'm going to review the remake of that one as well, because, you know what, might as well. There's going to be remakes of all of them. I think that's how I'm going to get through all these Disney reviews. I'm going to be reviewing the animated versions and their remake. Actually, fun fact before I go, an old friend of mine who I used to do drama with, he's actually been cast in the Dumbo remake. So if you're watching this, pal, well done, good for you. I think he's just an extra, but I'll have to read up on that. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching, and as always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya.